This is Tiffany Kim reporting from For Real Media.
I need to find out who this lady is because she needs to know the kind of monster she married on Saturday, July 26th in Fairfax, Virginia. This is Frank Arnold, and I have been seeing him consistently for the past year up until 4 a.m. on Saturday morning when he dropped me off at my house after spending the night with me. So imagine my surprise when I go online and I see a video that his friend posted of Arnold getting married after he had just been telling me he wanted to have a child with me. He thought he was going to come back after his honeymoon and continue seeing me. He had even asked me what kind of engagement rings I like, when the whole time he was already engaged. I asked him a few weeks ago if he was sure about me, and he said that yes, that he never wanted me to leave him again. I had no idea he had a whole fiance. That's her name and that's his name. They ended up going to the club after the wedding. Weird. He doesn't even look like he's enjoying himself. This is the demon that calls himself a man of God. That's him calling me Saturday at noon to tell me he was going to the dentist when in reality he was on his way to his wedding. These are random videos of me always at his house with timestamps. Him always asking to hang out with me. 2 weeks ago, he went to Miami for a supposedly birthday party. Turns out it was his bachelor party with strippers included. As soon as he landed, he came to pick me up to spend the night with him. Where was his fiance? His friends and family know about this and they are enabling this behavior. I have known this man for 6 years and I never thought he would do this to me. TikTok, help me find her so she can find out who he really is. Hey guys, I know there's been a lot of confusion about the timeline of things, so I'm gonna try to clear up some of the questions you guys have. We started dating in 2019. We were together for 4 years. We met each other's families. It was a real relationship. We broke up in 2023 because I felt like he wasn't taking the relationship serious enough. So I decided to move to California and start a new life there. A few days before I left, he was begging me to not leave and to stay in Maryland and start a life with him, but it was too late. I decided that we needed to go our separate ways. And when I was in California, he would try to contact me and still beg me to come back and start a life with him. When I came back to Maryland last summer, before we started anything again, I asked him 3 separate times to make sure that he wasn't talking to anybody, that he didn't have a girlfriend, that there wasn't anybody else he was interested in. And he promised me that he had never even dated anybody after me, and I chose to believe him. We were taking our time with things, but some of his family members did know that we were together. Some of his friends knew as well. Nobody ever mentioned to me that there was anybody else, and I never saw any signs of anything. Our pictures together are still on Instagram. We would both go to work in the morning and hang out after work and then hang out on the weekends. And my job was even next to his house. Like I could literally see his house from my job. I would come over after work, or I would stay at his house and then just go to work from there, and then he would go to his job, and then after work we would do it all over again. So I don't know how he had time for all of this. His car smells like me. My makeup is all over the place. He never said anything to make me feel like he wanted to hide something. He never said to not talk about us. He never said to keep it a secret. He never said to not take pictures or tell our friends about us. He never made it seem like this was a secret to anybody. We were making plans for our future together. We were even going to my friend's wedding together, but when he asked me the date of the wedding, I said it was July 26th. And he says, oh, actually, I won't be able to go because I'll be traveling to Ivory Coast that week. It turns out that he had the same wedding date as my friend, and he knew that he was leaving to go to his honeymoon for a week right after the wedding. So that's why he couldn't come with me. And he planned on continuing this after the wedding. He thought he was going to come back after his honeymoon and continue seeing me. He had even asked me what kind of engagement rings I like, when the whole time he was already engaged. I asked him a few weeks ago if he was sure about me, and he said that yes, that he never wanted me to leave him again.
This situation right here is about a guy whose side chick exposed their secret relationship to his new wife few days after his wedding. She exposed their relationship and memories online after he got married to another woman. As they have been together for years, she went on to say how she and the guy has been dating and he never said he was engaged and has a relationship going on. Meanwhile, he went on to plan on how to make babies and start up a family with her. Remember, all this are allegedly. Well, you all just have to know that people act differently. And while dealing with them, you do with them differently. I feel the lady has known the guy was playing her, because you won't tell me someone cheated on you and when you two are back together, you just forgot all they have done in the past, which I think is impossible. Although you might totally forgive, but forgetting such things is a no for me. So I think and also believe that those doubt was still there, and that was how she was able to found out that her said boyfriend went on to marry another woman and still wants to keep her as side chick, which I think the guy was so selfish of. I will always say that once a cheat is always a cheat. They can never change, and worst part is that they never have the nerve to speak up and stand on what they want. A cheat is always a cheat. They never change. And the earlier we get this truth, such cheating behavior will never happen again.
I was told that the girl came into the picture a little bit before I came back from California, but they broke up because he cheated on her. And then they got back together, and then I came back from California and he started seeing me around the same time. I did not know she existed till this past Saturday when I saw them in the wedding video. I tried contacting him and his family and anybody I could because I was so confused and I wanted answers, but nobody wanted to tell me anything. Only one of his friends decided to tell me the truth. We did everything we could to find her, but it was not as easy as everybody thought, and all of her social media was from years ago, and then I was told that she doesn't use social media anymore, so I couldn't get in contact with her. His family contacted me, but only after they saw the video. Before that, they didn't reach out to me at all. I told them to tell him that I do not want anything to do with him ever in my life, but I do want to know what I did to this man to deserve this. He cannot be playing with people's lives like this and then think he can just get away with it. I did not expect this to go viral, but just know there's multiple sides to this story.
What's going on with this marriage? Y'all seen it happen, and then the lady came out and basically said that that was her man. So she actually messaged me and said that since I was the nicest person who made a point of view about it, she would actually tell me the story. So she told me to message her on and call her. So if you guys want to hear it and what she said, this is the story and this is how it happens.
Okay, but the thing is, okay, let me just start from the beginning, okay?
Okay.
So me and Frank, we started dating in 2019, and now that I think about it, he got married literally to the date that we met, 6 years, July 26th. So anyways, we met in 2019, started dating, that year, like in August. we were together for 4 years. The last year that we were together in 2023, before I moved to California, the last year that we were together, the reason I left to go to California was because like he couldn't get his life together. Like, you know, like I kept telling him, like, you know, we've been together for 4 years, like we need to move towards like marriage or whatever, and like I feel like you're not moving like, you know, serious enough. Like we're trying to plan our future. He would always tell me like, no, we're getting married, like just like, and I could understand because, you know, he had just graduated like college. He was trying to find like a real job, like career and all that, and I completely understood. That's why I like stood by him for all those years. And then but at the end I was like, I felt like he wasn't being serious enough, and I'm not gonna, you know, spending so many years with somebody and like you're still not married, it's like you have to question, like, are we meant to be together? So I decided to, like, you know, like 2 days before I left to go to California on July 4th, whatever, 2023, decided to wait 2 days till I moved to California to tell me, to beg me to not move. Then he was saying like, no, please stay. Like if you stay, like we can get married. Like please don't leave me. But it was too late. I told him it's too late, Frank. Like I already quit my job. I gave up my apartment. I already found a job in California, like a place over there. And I said, we can take this year, like figure out like your life, like your situation. I'm gonna live my life in California. If I find somebody over there, like then maybe it's just not meant to be. If I come back and we're still single, like, you know, we can like see where it goes. The whole time I was in California, he was begging me to come back. He would tell me like, please pick out your engagement ring. Like, do you want gold? Do you want silver? Like, you know, like begging me, telling me like, come back and we'll start our life together. Okay. But like, it's not that easy. You can't just like, couldn't just leave. I had already like found a job in California. I had started like a relationship even over there. And then after a year being in California, I came back last July. I came back to Maryland. Okay. He was so happy that I was coming back. When I came back, he asked me, we kind of started talking a little bit, you know, we would hang out like maybe like once a week, like nothing serious for a few weeks.
What year was this when you came back to Maryland?
Last July, 2024.
Oh, okay.
So I came back, you know, July 2024, and then we started hanging out. And before we started anything, I said to him, are you seeing anybody? You're not dating anybody, talking to anybody, right? And he's like, no, like I'm not talking to anybody. Like I want to see where it goes with you. I asked him like on 3 different occasions, like within like a week at the beginning before we started anything. He told me no, he wasn't with anybody. So then, sorry if there's noise in the back going on. Okay, he works for I don't want to say where he works, but he has like an important job. So he works like a 9-to-5 job. So the way we would do things is like, you know, he would go to work in the morning. It would take him like an hour and a half after 5 o'clock to get home. So then we would hang out after work. That's why like people are like, oh, you guys only hang out at night. But it's like we both work. So we would hang out after work. People are like, oh, you guys don't have messages during the day. Why would I have messages during the day when he's right next to me? Why would I be texting him during the day? Right. So then, so we would hang out during the day. Then we hang out on the weekends. There was never any indication of anything. I would go to his house. They have a Ring camera. He lives with his mom and the little brother but the mom is always out of the country in Ivory Coast visiting the dad because the dad lives in Ivory Coast. So the only people that would ever really be at the house would be Frank and his little brother. And they had a Ring camera, so that's why I was like confused. Like, there's a Ring camera, so like, wouldn't they have seen me coming and going? Right. Like, I was always like, we'd be upstairs in his room, or we'd be downstairs, like in the basement. Like, 6 months ago, they have like a little guest room in the basement. 6 months ago, we were there on the bed watching a movie, and the next day he calls me and he's like, oh, like my mom found your hair on the bed when she was cleaning the bed, laughing about it. And he said that the mom said to him, if you guys are like, you know, being intimate, make sure like you guys use protection so that nothing happens before like you guys get married.
Right.
Okay, so I know the mom knew we were together, but like I didn't think anything because they're always out of the country, so I wouldn't question like, oh, when I'm gonna see your mom again, like things like that. I met his entire family. I spent holidays with them. Okay, like, I was never the side person. Like I was with him for 4 years and I left him for a year. I came back in this 4 year. We were moving towards like being together. His car, he's let me drive his car. His car smells like me. Like I spray my glitter spray. Like it's all over the car. Like, when we go to his house, like I didn't see any signs of anybody. There was never anybody calling him when we were together. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you have a fiance, wouldn't she be calling you?
Right.
He was never getting phone calls, nothing. On my Instagram, on my stories, I have all our pictures and videos still that he told me not to delete. Even when I was in a relationship in California, he told me not to delete them because he wanted me to. He's like, those are yours, like those are ours. Like we're like, why are we gonna delete them? Like we're gonna be together. So of course, like if you have fiance, why wouldn't you want me to delete those pictures? Like if I was in a secret relationship, I would be doing everything for somebody to not find out. Like I would be telling me to delete my pictures, like all of that. So then this whole year we were just moving towards that. Even like a few weeks ago, I told him, like, I don't know if I deep down had a feeling of something, not that I suspected anything, but like something made me say to him, like, hey Frank, like, do you really think like we're meant to be together? Like, do you think like this is supposed to just be like a friendship and we just have like a really strong friendship because we've known each other for 6 years, or like we're actually meant to be together? And he's like, no, we're meant to be together. Like we're gonna be together. Even last week, so he had another opportunity. Oh, I said, if you don't want to be together, like, if you have any doubts, like, we can just be friends. He had every opportunity to be like, hey, Sonia, you know what? I actually, like, there is somebody else in my life. Like, he started hanging out. I have all our messages together, all our pictures together, everything.
So, recently, during the, when he went to of course, the marriage, and where do you think he was at? Did he say where he was at? Like, you have a conversation with him? Like, more pictures? Because I guess what I've been seeing online is the fact that you didn't have no recent pictures. You only had a picture of him working out. Like, is there any more?
Oh yeah, okay. So the reason I had the video of him working out was because he would tell me to take pictures of him doing his push-ups so he could see his form.
Right. Okay.
So it looks like I'm like sneaking a picture, but take videos of him. Pictures, like, because we hadn't made it like official to everybody. We wanted this whole year. We were like, taking the time to like re-know each other again after being away from a year from each other. Like, we wanted it to be private, just us, before we made it like official. Okay. I was in his house, and then he kissed me, and then he says to me, and he was like teary-eyed a little bit, and I was like thinking, oh, maybe because we had some wine and made him emotional, and that's why he had teary. I was getting closer to his, like, I've never felt else the way I feel for you. Like, we have such a strong connection. Nobody the way you do. Like, you know everything about me. You know, like, how I am as a person, how I react to everything. I don't even feel anything for anybody else when I kiss them. Only feel feelings for you. And I'm like sitting there, like, thinking, oh, he's just like, being emotional, confessing to me how he really feels, because he's not somebody that really expresses himself all the time. So I'm like here thinking, like, oh my God, like, he really loves me, So the day of the wedding, he was supposed to go to my friend's wedding with me. I asked him, I said, do you want to be my +1 to the wedding? And he's like, yeah, I'll come with you to the wedding. He said, when is it? And I was like, oh, it's July 26th. And then he's like, oh, July 26th? Oh, I'm actually going to be traveling to Ivory Coast for the week. So I thought he couldn't go with me to the wedding because he was traveling to Ivory Coast, like he said. That's why when, like, that morning that he dropped me off at 4, I wasn't feeling well. All my medication was at my house. So I was like, can you take me home? That's why he dropped me off, like, everybody's like, oh, 4 in the morning. But no, I wasn't feeling well. I said, because if not, he was going to drop me off at noon before he went to his dentist appointment. So anyways, but he still called me at noon to check up on me. And that's when I was like, oh, what are you doing? He's like, I'm on the way to the dentist. I'm running behind, but like, I'll call you later. So I don't know. I think because I had a headache and I wasn't feeling well. I wasn't thinking. I was like, okay, just call me back later. So that's when I went and I took a nap. And then
I am just seeing a man who has been caught up with his own cheats. He just go on dealing with women and never think of clearing his parts before proposing to another woman. He planned marriage with another woman, and after everything, he still thinks he can come back to the one he has been with before he went on to wed with another. I mean, what kind of a cheat is that? He's just bent on making fake promises and betraying people's trust, making them believe in his love, not knowing he was just there for the fun. That is so painful, and nobody deserves to go under such emotional stress just because they love who didn't love them right back.
I'm more like on TikTok, so I don't really, my Instagram is more for like my family and stuff, but they like have all our pictures on there. So I don't know what made me go on Instagram and click on his friends' page, delete all his friends because he doesn't like his friends in our business and all that. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, because I didn't really like his friends because they're all shady. So I had deleted all his friends, but I forgot about this one friend. I don't know how I forgot to delete. The person's story that I saw was that guy, and I was like, I thought I deleted him, and I clicked on the story, and that's where I see the wedding. So I thought it was one of those, like, throwback videos from like a year ago, because his brother got married exactly a year ago too, and they're twins. So I'm like thinking it's him, but then I'm like, wait, that's not his wife. So then I look at the name and I see that it's Frank, and I don't know, like, if anybody can imagine like my shock when I saw that. Immediately I felt like I went like numb, like I felt no feelings except that I wanted to get answers. So immediately I start calling, like, people that I know, and I called one person and I said, I asked about the wedding, and she had no idea. She's friends with like a really close friend of like the brother's wife. So then she started calling to find out information, and then she gets back to me and she's like, Sonia, like, he's getting married. And then when she called the family, a member of the family, she says to them, where are you? And the girl says, I'm at Frank's wedding. And the girl says, but he's been with Sonia the past year. What do you mean, like, he's getting married? Like, I didn't even know he was getting married. And then the girl was like so shocked. She was like, what? Like, no, there's no way, you're lying. And then so I start sending them like all our pictures, our videos and everything. And she was like shocked. So she went to like pull him aside, I guess. And I don't know what happened after that, but nobody contacted me. Like, none of the family members got back to me. Nobody. I tried to get a hold of all of them. Then we did try to find her name, but like people seem to think like, oh, it was so easy to find her, but like it wasn't. Like, there's a million, at least in our area, there's a million people with her name. Right. And then also all the social medias that I contacted that we found, they're all from like, they haven't been posted in like 2020, 2019. It's like almost like she doesn't post or go online. I wasn't able to get a hold of her.
So did you try to call Frank? Did you?
Yes, millions of times. So many text messages, calls telling him like, you need to call me. Like, how could you do this to me? Like, who is she? I even have the messages. Like, I was gonna
could you send me the messages?
Yeah, I was gonna post an update with the message saying like, this is the last message I sent this man, where I'm confronting him about who is she and how could you do this to me? He never got back to me, never answered a single message, nothing contacted me. The only person that contacted me after the wedding was one of their friends that had left early. Okay, he calls me and he says, Sonia, how's California? And I'm like, I've been back in Maryland for a whole year. And he's like, oh, you're back in Maryland? And I said, getting married? And he's like, yeah, I was just at the wedding. He had no idea the story of how we had been together the past year. He was in shock. He was one friend that specific about me blocking 2 years ago because he has a big mouth, he says. And it turns out to be the one friend in their group that was not made a groomsman. And I guess he knew that he would tell me if I didn't block him, that he would tell me the truth, because we were both friends with him. So he would tell me if like he had somebody else. So then I started asking this guy all the questions, like, who is this woman? Like, who is she? Like, can you give me some info? What is her name? Me still trying to find out, right? Like, the whole friend group has only met her one time. He's been with her. And they broke up at the beginning. Being together, they broke up because she found out that he cheated on her. But I guess since it was like the whatever she found out, I guess wasn't like serious enough for her to be like, oh, don't ever talk to me again. She said, if you ever cheat on me again, I won't forgive you. At least this is what the friends know about the situation. They got back together apparently, but the friend group had only met her like once or twice because he says to me, Sonia, you know Frank really well, like all of us, like our friend group, he doesn't date African girls. He doesn't. He's always told all of them, everybody, he's not attracted to the African girls. He went to West Virginia University. That's like that 90% like white school. So I never questioned anything. He would always tell me like, I've never been attracted to African girls, like things like that. Like I don't question his choices. So he said that whenever the girl wasn't around, he would be like saying things like she has really low self-esteem, like that's why I don't bring her around, like things like that. So I didn't really question him like about anything. He said that at the wedding, another friend, after this whole thing went viral, which by the way, I did not do this with the intention. I didn't think it was gonna go like this. But he said that at the wedding, they had already been talking about amongst themselves, like, after the ceremony and all that, saying like, why does Frank look so like preoccupied with something? Why does he look like he's not having a good time? Like, why does he look like upset? But they were just thinking, oh, maybe he's just like in his feelings because he just got married or something. Then they went to the club after, and the video there, he's like reading my messages as the video was like happening. That's why the friends were saying that they weren't even standing next to each other like at the club or whatever, or in the video, because she had seen messages from me that night. So she saw something from me, and I guess she was mad because she was like thinking like, what's going on? And that's why they're not even like standing near each other at the club. So like, yes, I do feel bad for her. Like
have you found her? Did you contact her?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I found her. Like, I found her. I contacted her, but she didn't reply to me or anything. And this was like yesterday. She hasn't replied to me or nothing. So, I guess I don't know if like the girl knew that.
I think she probably knew about you, but like you said, it's been 10 months. So they wanted me to get there 10 months, and it's like, okay, maybe she knew about you, and he told her all these lies, like, oh, that was the past. The girl,
that's what I'm saying.
She could have told her, girl, that you've been to California, so you've been away, you weren't even near. That was old news, and never told the girl that you came back.
Or what if she did know about me the whole time and was just like fine with it, and that's how he was able to spend so much time with me? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, how does she like not question like not spending time with him though? Like, did she know about me the whole time?
Well, I mean, 10 months is not only fast for a marriage, but 10 months is just quick, if anything. Like, especially like you said, you've been going to California, so he could have told her that you was in California, you left him. Men make up any type of, he could have said, they never said that you was back, so she probably wasn't worried about where you been, where he's at, because he probably told her that you were still out in California, so there's nothing to worry about. So if you're he disappearing all type of nights and stuff like that, why she gotta worry if she thinks you're all the way in California?
That's true. And it is like, it's like a 10-month relationship, and at first I was thinking like, was this like some kind of like arranged marriage? But like then like the friends, like the African friends, were like, it can't be an arranged marriage if they're not from the same country. I don't know how that works. So I'm like thinking like, I'm trying to like figure out like, why is this so quick? Like, is she pregnant? Like, I don't know. Like, he would do things like, we'd be together and he'd be like, oh, I can't wait till we have a baby together. Like, I wonder what it's gonna look like. Saying like, oh, if we have a baby by this time, then it would be born on this month. Like, we were actually talking like plans.
But thinking about all this, I think she shouldn't have come out publicly to disgrace the guy, being that she have a very good relationship with the family, Unless maybe if the guy's family supported their son in making fool out of her by leaving her to marry another, and after that he still had the nerve to come back to her thinking she wasn't aware of his cheating games. Honestly, I still wonder why he came back to still be with the lady. Exactly, or maybe he wants to run a polygamous relationship, or he just wants to continue fooling the lady while he goes back to his new wife and build a family. Or does he want to still marry her and have her as a second wife? To be honest, guys, this is hurtful, and I won't blame the lady for coming out to call him out, because this kind of men needs to be exposed so that another woman won't be a victim. Always know people react to pains differently. She felt used and betrayed just like everyone else will feel. Nobody deserves to be treated bad like a piece of trash by the person they love. What do you all think about this situation? I want to know and share your thoughts. Support me by liking this video, share, and subscribe to my channel.